Do you know what time blindness is? Neither did I till I heard one person mention it somewhere. Often it's on a sobriety call and I say, I'm so lucky I was on this meeting. But I think it was somewhere else. But anyway, time blindness refers to the difficulty in accurately perceiving the passage of time, estimating how long tasks will take, and managing schedules and deadlines. It's not a clinical term, but it's an internet term, and I've diagnosed myself with it. And it is often found in people with ADHD and other conditions impacting brain function. Guess what? As I talked about, heavy, chronic drinking absolutely affects brain function. For one, it disrupts your neurotransmitters, the balance of them, which are essential for communication between brain cells. Essentially, alcohol is neurotoxic. How scary does that sound? And then it damages your prefrontal cortex. Actually, it does brain damage. And, it's the frontal cortex, as I've talked about in many videos, it's responsible for your executive function. That's another term I'd never heard till recently, till this part of this recovery process. Now I hear it all the time. And the opposite of that is executive dysfunction, which I've been struggling with. But, executive function includes the ability to plan, make decisions, organize, start, and prioritize and complete tasks. Sound familiar? Manage time, sound familiar? And control impulses. And it also affects problem solving, i.e. memory, and sleep regulation. Hello? And psychomotor speed, which I've learned means reaction times and ability to perform tasks quickly. I do everything so slowly. My mother says, you need to slow down. I say, you just think of that because of my driving. But I am like a turtle around the house. It takes me an hour to eat breakfast. Won't even tell you how long dinner takes, especially to cook it, eat it, and clean up from it. And again, individuals with pre-existing conditions like ADHD are particularly vulnerable to alcohol-related impairments in executive function. So I know a lot of us find out as we get sober, we also had ADHD. And I definitely am discovering that. And I'm taking a non-stimulant, by the way, prescription for it, which do exist. So, and what I'm trying to do, prescription aside, is just rewire my brain just like I'm doing in sobriety by doing hard things sober. So I'm trying to show my brain a better way. Just like I say, you got to show that voice a better way, that there's a new voice in town. So things I'm doing for this, I'm really trying to focus on being on time, having a greater sense of urgency, like when I eat, prioritizing tasks, and even talking to myself. There's a thing called Iliism. That's like being a cheerleadership for yourself. That's in the third party, but I do a second party. Saying, you can do this, Brian. I'm going full blown with talking to myself and singing to myself, the whole thing. I'm convinced it makes for a healthier person. And, and even saying, I can have executive function. I can do this. I'm making to-do lists, daily goals and tasks, and weekly and monthly, and perhaps even yearly. But I've always been told to do that, and I haven't. Perhaps I've lacked the ability, but I'm gaining it now. Making plans, I'm actually trying to do. And then even, again, urgency, getting off the couch if I watch TV at night, getting off the couch, dragging my ass to bed, not letting myself drift off to sleep. And then when I get up in the morning, when I wake up, jump my ass out of bed. And overall, just embracing the tension, as I say in sobriety. You're going to embrace the tension, embrace the fear that'll create resilience, make you stronger. Same thing here. When I want to get distracted, when I want to, start surfing the web, etc., texting other people, no, I embrace that tension and I stay on task, and I try to stay on one task at a time, unless I got to go put in a sobriety note. But I really try to stay focused. Where in the past, I just let myself switch tasks so quickly. So I'm trying to actually employ some willpower, which just like with trying to quit drinking initially, it's very little. The willpower is more so to do the work. Then as you do the work, you can actually gain more executive function and apply willpower. And so I'm doing that now, but all I just described is part of doing the work. And they say, in terms of long-term chronic alcohol use can lead to persistent deficits in executive function, even after long-term abstinence. But don't be depressed by that, because you have some control in that. the more work you do, as I say, often the quicker, the more accelerated your recovery. And in this case, the more work I do to rewire my brain, same way, doing hard things sober, trying to, focus on these goals, talk about it, the quicker I can regain and overcome the lack of executive function. So at the start of it all is awareness. And now I've got it. Now you've got it. Awareness brings empowerment. And now I say I'm declaring war on this, just like wish I had done with drinking. I'm playing the Rocky IV theme soundtrack a lot. I love the song No Easy Way Out is my favorite. You got to do the hard work that, you can do the easy now or later. You got to stop hitting the easy button, do the hard part now, and things will get easier later. Life's never easy, but it's a lot easier. And drinking and not doing the work on things like this makes life 1,000 times harder. So I'll end with that, other than a reminder to stay sober, stay patient, and to myself, stay patient with this. It will come in time. And as always, stronger, sober, and please like, share, subscribe. Thanks.